If you're reading this, I'm already dead. That's how the note began, taped to the inside of a canoe, drifting near the edge of Dagger Lake at sunrise. Fisherman Carl Duggan spotted it just before his line snagged on something strange, a woman's hiking boot, half submerged in the cold brown-green water. By the end of the week, the tiny town of Evershade, Minnesota, population 2,401, was national news. Evershade was the kind of place you drove through, not to. Nestled against the edge of Chippewa National Forest, the town survived on logging, summer tourists, and the charm of being just off the grid. But in May 2023, that image cracked. The missing woman was 28-year-old Hallie Cresswell, an ambitious wildlife photographer from Duluth with auburn hair, freckles, and an Instagram following in the tens of thousands. She'd come to Evershade for a weekend alone, to finish shooting her series on spring migration patterns. Her last post, dated May 5th at 6:23 p.m., was a blurred photo of something darting past the trees. The caption, "Eyes watching, always watching." That same night she vanished. When search teams pulled the canoe from Dagger Lake's eastern inlet, they found Hallie's gear inside. Her camera, journal, half a protein bar, and the note, "If you're reading this, I'm already dead. Something is out here with me. It's not human." Some thought it was a prank. Others feared a mental break. But her brother, Michael Cresswell, a software engineer who flew in from Seattle, insisted. Hallie was grounded, smart, and not prone to fantasy. She would never write something like that. Unless she was terrified. Sheriff Dana Killian, a 28-year veteran of Itasca County, headed the case. In her words, "We don't get girls disappearing out here. Bears. Or moose. Maybe. But not this." But as investigators combed the area, inconsistencies began to pile up. Hallie's tent had been slashed open from the inside. Her journal was filled with increasingly frantic entries. "I saw it again. Bill. Watching." Her camera's SD card was missing, but the camera itself was pristine, suggesting it wasn't taken during a struggle. Initial suspects included Ethan Creel, a reclusive trapper who lived deep in the woods. He had a record, assault with a deadly weapon in 2007. Rory and Lana Bell, a couple who rented the cabin down the trail. They had been seen arguing loudly the night Hallie arrived. Michael, her brother, after investigators found Hallie had transferred $7,000 to him 2 days before disappearing. He claimed it was for a loan she was repaying. And then came the first twist. 6 days in, a local hiker discovered a smear of blood on a birch tree, a quarter-mile east of the lake. Lab analysis confirmed it was Hallie's. The trail of blood continued down a slope, then simply stopped. Nearby, searchers found something chilling. Deep claw marks gouged into the bark about 7 feet up. Too high for a bear. Too wide for a cougar. Wildlife experts were brought in. Their conclusion, inconclusive. Could be tool-made. Theories of a hoax resurfaced. But Sheriff Killian wasn't buying it. That's when they found the SD card. It was stuffed inside a hollow tree, wrapped in a plastic bag. On the footage, Hallie is recording herself, whispering in the dark. "I hear it again. Circling me. I don't know what it is. I set up a tripwire. If I don't make it back, Mom, I'm sorry." The camera switches. There's motion blur, branches, a distant scream, and then a freeze frame of something moving just beyond the tree line. Figure. Tall, naked, gaunt, its limbs too long. The footage cuts out. Forensic analysts confirmed it was not doctored. The FBI was called in. As pressure mounted, a tip came in from a local teenager. Weeks before Hallie vanished, he'd found an old shack deep in the woods, Inside were photographs of hikers pinned to the walls, including Hallie. Took 4 days to find it again. When they did, it was burned to the ground. But beneath the ash, they recovered a charred metal box containing a map with red excess across various trails, handwritten notes about tests, silence, and watchers, and a lock of auburn hair. Eventually, DNA connected the shack to Ethan Creel, the trapper. A search of his property revealed dozens of taxidermy pieces, but also scalpels, journals in coded script, and preserved animal organs arranged in ritualistic circles. But Ethan, he was gone. Ethan Creel was found 3 weeks later, 200 miles away, sleeping in a burned-out barn, malnourished and feral. He fought officers when captured. Under questioning, he claimed he didn't kill Hallie. In fact, he said he tried to save her. She woke something up out there, something old, something that don't like cameras. Investigators dismissed his claims as the rantings of a madman. But one detail stuck. She left something in the birch grove. It'll show you everything. Sure enough, behind the birch grove, buried in a pile of moss, was a second SD card. The card showed footage from Hallie's final night. This time no shaky hands. She'd set up the camera on a tripod. She was calm, resigned. I think I've figured it out. It's not hunting. It's performing. She points behind her. I saw it mimic a deer. Then a man. Now it's me. Hallie turns and smiles. I'm not scared anymore. The rest of the footage is static. Then a final frame. Hallie's face, eyes wide and hollow, mouth stretched unnaturally, as if frozen mid-scream, yet smiling. The footage ends. To this day, Hallie Cresswell's body has never been found. Ethan Creel remains in a state psychiatric hospital. The case was officially closed in late 2024, classified as probable homicide by an unknown party. But locals say something still moves near Dagger Lake. Hikers report seeing a red-haired woman wandering the shoreline, sometimes smiling, sometimes screaming. And every spring a canoe is found drifting near the reeds, always empty except for a single cryptic note. You don't find the woods find you.